It's Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. This is the Rolling Thunder Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Ryan.
Ryan, how's it going?
Good, man, good. We just had Canadian Thanksgiving, so yeah, I hosted my whole family and my caregiver and her boyfriend and a friend of my sister's. They all came over here.
That
So
sounds all right.
yeah, it was awesome because they brought the food and all I had to do was supply the eating space, and we were basically done in an hour. We had dinner, they cleaned up, and they were out within an hour and a half. It was the most efficient family gathering I've ever been to in my life.
Nice. That's I turned down my family gathering so I could go do a show. Um so that's where I had my Thanksgiving dinner after a set. So literally like did a set and then they were like, "So we got it in like a box." And I was like, "Warm that some bitch up. Let's go."
Oh, did you eat at the Legion? How was the food?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I am not a fan of these. There goes that video. This video is going to be a nightmare on my side. The audio will be fine for the
Okay.
listeners, but the video I'm apologizing for ahead of time. We've already begun. We're
Yes.
doing this.
Let's
Um,
do it.
I would say the food. I mean, I don't like the turkey dinner.
Oh no,
I don't think I ever really have. I mean, the only thing that made it palatable was it was soaked in gravy.
that makes
So,
sense.
anything that was not great for my heart health was what I enjoyed
I get it.
about the dinner. It was I mean, it's turkey. It's the driest bird that you can eat. It's fucking
That's what I normally think too. But I don't know what my Emma did to the turkey, but it was some of the
yeah.
moistest. That's a weird word. Moistest food I ever tasted. Most moist turkey I've ever had. I guess
Yeah.
so.
I mean, hey, we all like a wet bird, you know what I mean? That's for
I
the British fans.
love. I'm such a foodie that I asked you how the food was before the show that you did was.
Oh no,
The,
that was the question to ask. I'll be honest.
yes. How was the show?
I'll get to that in a minute. Let me talk about how much I hate these fucking turkey dinners, okay? It
Okay.
it's not you have to drown everything in gravy for it to taste relatively good. Uh, or you need like a cranberry sauce or something, and then
Yeah.
it's like both Thanksgiving and Christmas, people want to make the exact same fucking meal both
Sure.
times, right?
Yeah.
And then
Most of the time, yeah.
you get pumpkin pie, which is like one of the most inferior pies that you can. It's better than cake. Pie is better than cake. I will die on that hill, but pumpkin pie can go fuck itself. Okay.
Well, you're gonna be eating better desserts once we live together because both Emma and Andy love to bake.
Oh, I
And you
don't.
know,
I don't need more desserts. All right.
you do, man. You weigh like 30 pounds soaking wet, so
I.
you.
I wish I did. That not that exact number. I'm like 135, and realistically,
There's
with
no
my
way.
size, dude, I
If you're
should.
135, I'm 7 feet tall, man. There's no way.
First of all, with a head that big, you should be 7 feet tall. Okay, I don't need none of your bullshit right now. I'm trying to talk about how terrible these fucking meals are all the time that everyone thinks is great, and I don't even know why people think it's great. It's just like because it's a big bird that feeds 20 people, and you don't need 20 people over for a meal. Like
That's true.
we don't need a feast. Okay, it's like so. It's like it's that I remember one year for Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and this is also like the type of relationship that me and my mom have.
Yep.
I was up in Prince George, and I was there for the holidays. I think maybe I had just done like a Yucks tour out east and was coming back or something like that. Okay,
Okay.
and my brother was also in town. I think at the time maybe he was living in Fort McMurray or something. And he says to me, he goes, "Hey, I'm going to our dad's for Christmas dinner. Like, are you gonna come for Christmas dinner?" And I was like, I'm in town. I should see him. I should probably do that. And I'm saying this like in front of my mom, like just so she is well aware of what everyone's planning to do. And my
Yep.
mom's like, she can go to a friend's for dinner or whatever. And Mike goes, if it's any consolation, he's making steak and lobster. And I went, ooh. And my mom went, well, I'm making turkey. And I just turned to my mom. I went, you can go fuck yourself. How about that? And we all laughed. My mom laughed. I laughed. She was like, no, I get it. Go. Go. So.
That's funny.
And then the next time I was in town for Christmas,
Yep.
I don't know if my dad had moved towns at that point. He might have. But that's what my mom decided to do, crab. And then it was like crab legs and like barbecued ribs, which this is how much of a trooper my mom is. It's like minus 18 and she's out at the grill. Like,
My dad was the same way, bro.
yeah.
My dad growing up, I've seen him 3 times in my life barbecuing the blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whiteout blizzard. He's still out there flipping whatever meat he's got on the grill. My mom used to joke that he could barbecue cornflakes if we let him.
So like,
Yeah.
well, she made that, and then we're eating. It was like a garlic, or not a garlic salad. That sounds disgusting. A Caesar salad.
Yeah, Caesar salad.
A Caesar salad, ribs, and these crab legs, and it was fucking fantastic. It was
Yeah.
incredible. It was an incredible meal, and
Sounds good.
it was the most silent I've seen a Christmas dinner table. Like, my best friend came over, and like there was like 6 of us there, silent.
Yeah, that was this Thanksgiving for us. Everybody just ate, like
Yeah.
just shoveled food in their face. No one said a word for like 35 minutes. It was weird.
I think I was the first one to say a word because I was the one who went like, "Hey, could we like notice no one is talking because how good this goddamn meal is? Because
Yeah.
it's not fucking turkey like every other Christmas and Thanksgiving."
Well, I'm gonna change your mind on turkey, bro.
You're not. No, you're not. I've lived 38 years. That's always been the worst part of the turkey dinner for me. My mind has flipped like multiple times on Brussels sprouts, multiple times on stuffing. I don't give a fuck. Fuck turkey. All right? Fuck turkey.
Okay.
It's a dry ass bird. I'll make turkey burgers every once in a while because it's lean meat, and then I'll just slather it in like a fucking cranberry sauce or whatever. That's fine. The turkey sandwich is okay, whatever. But turkey on its own without anything like loosening it up to go down the throat. Ugh.
The algorithm is gonna go nuts with the amount of turkey hate that you have in this episode right now.
Turkey fucking sucks.
Is that the name of the episode?
Turkey sucks? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'll leave out the fucking, because,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, turkey sucks.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like last year I had to, my lady was talking about how we shouldn't partake in Thanksgiving, and I was like, it's not American Thanksgiving. This is Canadian Thanksgiving. It's completely
Yeah,
different. This is not.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the free land. That's not what this is. You know what I mean? Like, it's.
That's funny.
So yeah, I literally I just shoved all the food, and it was way too large a portion, but I had barely eaten all day, eaten, and I completely stuffed my face. But it was getting to a point where there were bites where I was like, Dad, there was no gravy on that whatsoever. So I had to mix it all together like an animal. It was slop. I was eating slop.
That's how everybody eats turkey dinner, bro. Nobody eats things separately. That's weird.
That's not weird. It's
Yeah.
like your portions.
No, it's weird. It's weird.
You know what this is? This is you're from Alberta, and people from Alberta are fucking animals. All right, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
stand by that.
Yeah. Do I have to, as a warming gift when you move in, I'll buy you one of those divider plates that you give kids.
Oh my god, dude,
Everything separate.
dude, my cousin has one of those. She's ridiculous.
Really?
I love the woman, but it's like she totally like needs one of those because she goes insane if her food touches, and I'm like, I don't. I'm okay with my food touching. I'm just saying I don't want to eat a. I'm not a pig, okay? I don't
Okay.
need it slopped and put in a fucking trough. All right, I can eat
Okay,
like a
okay.
goddamn human, fork and knife.
Well, I just use a shovel.
Yeah. What do you mean use a shovel? No, you use other human hands. That's what you use to eat.
Dude, and depending on the food, I can feed myself. God damn it. Fuck you, man.
I know. I've seen you eat pizza.
Yeah. So,
It. I always thought I eat slow, but you know, I watch you and I'm like, this motherfucker eats slow.
yeah, well, it's better for digestion.
So you had family over, and I know you invited me. I would have loved to. I just didn't have the time to
I know.
stop at
I
your
know.
place and then head over there. And it
I
was,
didn't, uh, I didn't want you to feel like you weren't welcome, so,
oh, dude, I know I'm welcome. This,
yeah.
you know, I could have just unannounced popped my head in, and I'm sure as long as you were home, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you know, give it a few weeks, we'll be cohabitating.
Hmm.
So, what are we talking about?
That's true. That's true.
No, I'm. You had a nice time though.
Yeah, it was good. Really, it was nice to see because, like you were saying, most of the time my mom prepared the big holiday meals,
Hmm.
right? Or it was she hosted it and everybody brought something. But this year, my mom, I was like, you just need to bring yourself, and I needed a couple extra plates because I didn't have enough for everybody.
Okay,
But once we had that, yeah, she relaxed and she seemed to have a really good time. So I was really happy with the end result.
that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice to see my mom to actually relax during a holiday meal instead of being all stressed out and
Hmm.
trying to remember where she put a glass of wine because she always forgets where she put it down. Anyway, yeah, so
Is that one of those like, Mom, you didn't forget it. You're done. You finished it.
yeah,
In fact, that
yeah.
was your third. You probably shouldn't have another.
No, she didn't even drink this year though. I was surprised.
You're drinking it straight from the box. That's not a good.
Hey, we're all Albertans, so yes, that would make sense.
I grew up in Prince George. Same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I say that. I think my mom's more of like a whiskey person.
Yeah, oh, yeah?
I remember the first time I drank was on accident.
Oh,
It was like,
really?
yeah, my mom had like friends over, so she was pouring them all like rye and cokes,
Mm-hmm.
and she just set one in front of me, and I was like, ah, sweet glass of coke, and I just like,
How old were you?
God, I had to be 8 or
Oh,
9. It was, I know it was post like my parents splitting up,
okay.
so I took like a big sip of that, and then I was like dry heaving in the
That's
toilet
funny.
because it was disgusting. I
That's
mean,
funny.
as an adult, it still really doesn't taste better. It's like, you know,
No, but your palate does change.
yes, yeah. I went from liking Brussels sprouts as a kid to like when I was a teenager being like, they're disgusting, to then being an adult and I'm back on board again.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy Brussels sprouts, especially if you roast them.
Yeah.
That's my favorite way to have them.
Yeah,
So,
that's I was going to say. You roast them in some butter and garlic like
yeah,
I mean, you don't even need butter and garlic. You know what you do? What I like to do? I like to like cut them in half, toss them in some olive oil, throw
yeah.
in some Montreal steak spice, and then just roast them that way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make them for me when you move in.
What am I going to be your fucking care aide too? Pay your rent and be your care aide?
Yeah,
Oh god damn it!
yeah. That's how it works, bud.
I think we have to renegotiate the price of rent thing, okay? 'Cause
I don't know what you're talking about. Taking care of me should be considered an honor. Uh,
uh, well, it's a good thing I'm an honorable motherfucker, okay? I don't know
yes.
why I'm keep using that word. Like, just just one of those moods I'm in today.
Yeah, you're all motherfuckery.
That's right. uh,
Did you watch Samuel L. Jackson clips or something?
no, no. I wish I have.
Have you
I
ever
think
seen that montage of clips where everybody, some guy just put together every time he says motherfucker in a movie?
no.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's
That
good.
sounds great. No, I like the mashup. The the one where they put it in with the grease.
Mm.
Where they're like, tell me more, and then it cuts to him like was he, and then it cuts to him like is he a bitch? Like
That's funny.
it's so great, it's
I,
so
I
funny.
don't know. I don't know if I've seen that one before.
I'll send that to you once we're
Yeah,
done because
sounds good.
it's so fucking great.
Sounds good.
Yeah, the show itself was okay. I mean, it's a typical Legion show in that like you don't know the parameters of that show until you're
Mm.
there.
Yeah.
So like I had a conversation with the person who like put together the show and it was just like like what's the deal? Are there content restrictions? And they're like, "Yes." I was like, "Thank you for letting me know." Like 15 minutes before showtime. Like
What was the content restriction?
I mean what they had said was like just no vulgarity, which
Okay.
it's like so I had to kind of edit on the fly. I mean, listen, I can do an hour clean. I've been doing this a long enough time that I've
Mm.
built a repertoire of material that I can adjust if need be.
Yeah.
It's just the problem isn't adjusting the material. The problem's adjusting me. So,
Hmm.
I mean,
I
I'm cursing like Samuel L. Jackson tonight. So,
You're making up for lost time, huh?
that's right. Oh, sure am.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
it was one of those and then
Who was on
I
the
don't
show?
want to just talk shit about this show or
No, no, no.
the
I
person who
was
put
just
it on it.
asking.
They did like a great job promoting it. It was packed, which was like awesome. And then but then like you see the number of people and you look at like part of me is like man, I hope she got paid a bunch for this show. But I'm also like, hey, I probably should have been paid a little bit more. Like is one of those,
Yeah.
you know? And like when she paid me, I had almost like walked out and went like, look at how many people are here. Like, but
Hmm.
I was like, this is the first time
Who
that
was on the show with you?
they're doing this show. Like the lineup was pretty good. The lineup was Melanie Rose, myself, and Lark Miller. So,
Okay.
and like Lark did great. My set was fine. You know, Melanie was good. Like it was a good show. The lineup was good.
Cool.
So, but it was like, yeah, it was just one of those things where, like, the promoter worked their ass off and they did a good job. And, you know, probably also one of those things where I always neglect to talk money for shows like those, and
Yeah.
I fucking should, because had I known like how many people were going to be there and the ticket price, like, but I digress. It's just one of those things. And then like going back and forth, I remember, so like this was partially my fault. They had texted me because they were like, "Hey, is your lady coming? Because if so, we need to like buy her a ticket so she can get like a plate of the food." And I know like my lady has dietary issues,
Okay.
so, and I mean, it's becoming like fall where everyone's getting the fucking flu and COVID, and my lady just does not want that at all, understandably. So she's like, she was just like, "I'm not going to that." And I typed in the text like, "Oh yeah, she's not coming." Totally forgot to hit send.
Oh shit.
So I'm glad she didn't like buy my lady a plate expecting her, but it was also one of those things where like I put in, I was asked to do the show. I said yes to the show.
Mm-hmm.
I was told what time the show started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, I was basically told by the promoter that they were like, "Oh, I thought you weren't going to show up." Because I got there, like, the show started at 7, so I got there at, the promoter called me at, like, 6:30. I was running slightly behind because of the bus. But I got there at, like, 6:40.
Okay.
And I guess they were like, "Oh, I was expecting, maybe we'd all drive together." And I was like, "Why? What do you mean, why?" Like, why? I said I'd be there. I'm here. Like,
Yeah.
this doesn't need to be a team thing. I got stuff to do in my life, like
Yeah,
one of
exactly.
those situations.
Mm-hmm.
But they did do a great job promoting that show, and the crowd was good. And
Well, that's good.
like, it's not, again, I'm really nitpicking on this. And most of my frustration comes with having to like restrict the content that I'm doing on stage. But again, I can make those adjustments. So it's not too much of a problem. It's just a pain in the ass.
I get it.
Yeah.
And I know how difficult it is to promote a comedy show in this area because this like we've sold a few tickets for Thursday's show, but not that many. We mostly have people that walk in, that come around, that live in the neighborhood, that
Yeah.
just show up a few minutes before showtime. So, but White Rock is very it's a tough town to promote anything in because people don't want to go out, and if they do go out, they just want to go to karaoke and that's it. You know?
Oh,
So,
I thought you meant if they do want to go out, they want to be backing at 5 p.m.
well, that too.
for bedtime.
Yeah. They go for the early bird dinner at 4:30 and they're home by 5:15. So, yeah.
Either that or they want to walk along the wharf.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know how much longer I'm gonna keep running the show in White Rock here, just because I don't know. It's a lot of work for not very little payoff. So,
It's not only that; it's in a testament to my own fucking bitching on this podcast. Like, it really is a thankless job. So, which is why I'm really saying, like, I'm not trying to shit on this promoter at all. It's just like, their frustrations with dealing with me and my lack of communication, which, by the way, I'm well aware is an issue to begin with, anyways,
Mm.
for multiple reasons. But, again, if I say I'm doing a show, if I have to pull out, I will contact. Like, I'm not going to no show.
So you're telling me on the podcast right now that you're not doing the show on Thursday?
That's right. Yep. No, of course I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm saying
Yep.
Friday and Saturday are iffy. That's what I'm saying.
Ryan's doing 100 minutes by himself. Awesome. It's gonna be so awkward.
Well, with the new headset mic, you'll be fine.
I'm gonna have to take bathroom breaks in between.
You'll have to. Hey, can you come remove my thing? Like,
Yeah. It'll be audience participation.
well, we've got that at the end of the show.
Yes, we do.
So, yeah, it's been an interesting week. So, like, I had went out. I guess at some point, I was looking for like some equipment, so I went out shopping for that. I went to go buy a new hoodie, and like none of the places had like a small black zip up hoodie that like H&M, they were all oversized, and Walmart didn't have any, like any of the other stores. Old Navy didn't have any. And I think part of why I wanted one is so I can wear like merch shirts that you'll be able to get at 5starcomedy.ca at some point. Is it 5starcomedy.ca? I think that's the one. But like, or chrisgaskin.net. I have to relaunch that website shortly as well. But yeah, I was, wanted something to wear so I could actually wear merch shirts on stage, because I prefer not having like visible brands
Okay.
when I'm like on stage working. You know what I mean? Like just anything that can take away from my looking what I'm doing. I don't want to do that. I want to,
Whereas I always look like I'm sponsored by Adidas every time I step on stage.
yeah. You should work on getting that sponsorship. So
Well, thanks to ChatGPT, I wrote them a letter, and we're going to be sending it to them soon.
So yeah, I was doing that, and I'm like waiting for the SkyTrain, and I hear like this noise that's like, I'm like, the fuck is that thing? And I turn around, and it's like, it's one of those street preachers, which is like the most annoying thing.
Yeah.
And as a comedian, like I've calmed down a lot, but I used to get crazy upset with hecklers. Because it's like, someone's working. Let them do their job. If you don't like it, like, just don't like it,
Mm-hmm.
It was so hard not to heckle this guy. Like, at one point, he goes, "There are only 2 places you can go." And I bit my tongue so hard because I was about to go, "I'm going to a third, your mom's. So it'll be a wonderful place."
She makes good cookies.
Like, dude, he just like kept saying that, he started singing about Jesus. I had to like stop myself from playing Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden
That's
on my
funny.
phone. Like they're just things like that where I just wanted to like mess with him. And it's like, it's not a noble thing to just go around annoying people. There's better ways to spread the word.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that preacher that's on like just outside of Vancouver City Center, I guess?
No.
Oh, he's a piece of work.
I mean, I probably have realistically, but
Last time I was there, he got in a fight with a gentleman who was Muslim, and they just went back and forth. It was pretty crazy.
that's always a pain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yep.
I don't want to get into geopolitics because it's definitely not my area of expertise. And
Not mine either.
I also think a lot of that stuff is so nuanced as well that, like, if you're actually not on either side, like realistically picking a side is that's why, like, we've got the BC election coming up,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's one of those things where like I look at both sides and I'm just like I guess technically all three sides. I'm like I don't want to deal with like any of this. I know who I'm voting for. Um,
The Munchkin Party?
that's right. That's right. We call them independents. That's what we call them.
Yeah.
Greens.
Yeah.
That's what we no. I did sit there, so I was having a conversation with my lady, and she was like, "Who are you voting for?" And I mean, she's like, "They're all evil," and like, I don't think she's wrong.
Mm.
Realistically, like it's
Yeah. Once you get up that high in politics, you probably have done a few nasty things to get there in the first place.
oh, not only
Yeah.
that, like they found almost every person like who would say president of the United States would totally not pass on like a sociopathy test. Like
Mm.
they're all sociopaths.
Yeah.
And it takes like that level, like to get to that level, you have to be a sociopath. It's wild, you know?
Yeah.
So like I said to her though, I went, listen, I'm not necessarily on the fence, but I am going to watch the leaders debate
Mm.
just to hear them all out because it might sway me to a party that I didn't really consider. Um, and I'll tell you, it got real close. It got real close. But I was watching it, and it's like they like they were doing things where they were like asking. They'd ask. It's the typical like, God, I wish I could moderate these.
Hmm.
I wish someone gave me the list of questions and then I was moderating it. So 10 seconds into the answer, I could go, no, I'm going to stop you right there. Answer the question.
Yeah.
You're not answering answer that question directly right
They
now.
do. They do like to talk in circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They talk in circles and they like totally evade questions. And like Rustad, the leader of the conservatives, was 100% doing like the Trump thing where he's just talking about like, oh, this guy that I met, let's call him Christian, and that I'll tell
Yeah.
you a story about this guy I met, and it's like you didn't meet him. Like
Hmm.
he full on was talking about walking past an OD on the way there, and then like the medical system was like, yeah, there was no OD. That in fact there hasn't been an OD on that block in like 2 weeks,
Huh.
and also it wasn't a death. And then he was like, oh, sorry. Like instead of just going like, okay, like I was just trying to exaggerate to prove
Yeah.
a point. He was like, oh no, it wasn't at this corner, it was at this corner here. And then the medical system's like, yeah, still didn't happen.
Huh. Caught with his pants down.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, like you have the NDP is talking about how much they like how much it's going to cost people in BC more if the conservatives get in. Because like a lot of first of all, they haven't even to this day they haven't posted their full actual platform, like a full
Yeah.
costed platform, which, given the fact that the election is this weekend, is insane.
Yeah.
Like, no costed platform, but because of how the economy is, because of what living conditions are like, and you know, it's like people people are just fishing for a change to try and move things along in some form, which is why you get a party like the Conservatives that are all of a sudden a threat. Whereas, like, these are
Yeah.
like people who are, straight up like conspiracy theorists, and that it's wild.
Well, Canadian politics has always been like, oh, we don't like this guy anymore. We're gonna vote for the complete opposite.
Hmm.
That's usually what happens.
I mean, that's kind of politics in general. That's
Yeah,
American politics is like that too.
that's true.
You look at like what led to Trump in power. I mean, it's basically like they'd flip flop 8 years between Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah,
There, like you would.
it's
I
true.
mean, technically 4 years of H.W. Bush, and then 8 years of Clinton, and then 8 years of Bush. Like it's, and then 8 years of Obama. Like it's just flip flopping each way.
Yeah.
Right? It's totally, well, we don't like what they're doing, so we only have
Hmm.
one other, and that's part of the problem with like just having one other. I mean, the the whole democratic, like it's, neither of these countries are democracies by any stretch of the
No,
imagination,
no, not at all.
and but so it's one of those things though where like the Democrats put up this website that's like uh the rustadrisk.com or something like that. Okay. And the whole
Mm,
thing is because, again, not necessarily part of the platform because that's not listed, but what Rustad has been talking about is like adding more privatized healthcare. So if you can't get healthcare within a certain time, you can go to private, pay for it, the government will pay you back. Which, by the way, just going to cost way more for the
mm,
government. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
these sound like solutions, but they'll actually make things way worse. Like, um, I mean, the carbon tax thing can be adjusted because it's not being handled properly. Like, people are still talking about like how the NDP recently handled the decriminalization of drugs, and it's like, on the one hand, it it was completely like a political move, but like I kind of respect the backpedal on it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they should have backpedaled as hard, but it was one of those things where it's like they just kind of went, okay, it's all decriminalized with no forethought into how they
mm,
were going to handle shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They just were trying to come up with a quick answer and move on, kind of
Yeah,
without thinking it through.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's most politics, though, too. I would argue that they make rash decisions and then
mhm,
they don't follow through with anything,
mhm,
or they don't research it properly before they say something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I did think like this Sonia lady who's like the head of the Green Party. I thought she was pretty good during the debate. I thought she had the line of the debate though too.
Oh yeah.
And
What was it?
she goes, John Rustad wants to just pull this province back into the 20th century. Where he was more comfortable. And I laughed out loud like hard. I was like, that was by
That's
far the
funny.
best attack during this.
That's funny.
Like she just smashed him, and
If
he
they
just stood there like a fucking robot.
and with no response.
No
If
response. Do 1 out of every 3 people are thinking of moving provinces. One out of 2 kids don't see a future here. Yeah, of course. And then it's like he talk about certain things that are like ruining what's going on in this province. And it's like, yeah, that's what happened. That's what the liberals all set up when you were working there, you moron. Like,
Yep.
it's yeah.
Well, all I know is that as a person with a disability, um, none of the solutions that they have for my care and like the fact that they still consider caregivers to be babysitters and they don't have a medical plan or dental plan for them is ridiculous to
Mm-hmm.
me. Um, so it's really hard for me to keep staff. I mean, not lately with Michael and Emma, but even they were talking about like they're gonna get to a point where like working for me is not doesn't make financial sense
Yeah.
for them anymore. Just because people like me are like I've been making the same amount with my disability pension since 1998. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's wild to me.
yeah, like 26 years. And I every time it comes up in discussions with social workers and stuff, and I say to them like I wait see you survive on what they give me in a month. And they're like, right away, they're like, oh no, I couldn't do that. I'm like, well, if you couldn't do that, how do you expect me to do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, yeah. So, what I'm trying to say is come to my shows, people, so I can make some money and actually survive. And
That's
I
right.
won't lose my home.
We're gonna have a fun time this weekend.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it's coming up so quick already. It's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very much looking forward to it. I do have to very quickly in the next day or two put together an audio thing for the start because they kind of have that preamble at that club where it's so quiet that no one hears it, and they'll also do the thing. I'm gonna try to get as much control as I can where I'll say like, okay, the second the lights are out, hit the music for the show. Like, let's not
Yeah,
turn the lights out and have them out for 5 minutes
yeah.
because these crowd conversations are going to start back up again.
Mm,
Like, you got to be on that type of shit.
yeah.
So,
It'll be interesting to have like what we're trying to do
mm-hmm.
and see if it like see how it works.
I
What do you
listen.
say?
We've done the show before. It works.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to
Yeah.
work. I mean, it's my only thing is like for the listening audience. Like, if you come out to see our stage show, it's like it's not this.
No,
Like it's this for 10 minutes, and it's not even that. Like, it's
no.
more audience Q&A. You know,
Yeah, it's definitely interactive. So
yeah, where like that's the point, and it is the show where we tell audiences like, hey, if you think you have something funny to say, wait till the end of the show. Like, there will
mm,
be an opportunity.
yep.
So
I'm. It's gonna be fun, man.
yeah,
I
I'm
look
very
forward
much
to it.
looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
What
yeah,
was I gonna say to you? There was something I wanted to talk about, but now I can't remember. Huh.
I don't know.
Um. Uh. Obviously, it wasn't important because I can't remember.
So
It's funny because uh, Andy was bugging me. It's just like you guys are just gonna talk about wrestling and Batman the entire time. I'm
yeah,
like, yeah. So
haven't even talked about it yet this episode, and
I know
probably won't till next episode.
I'm impressed with us both that
Yeah,
we didn't bring it up yet.
yeah. It's just
Hmm.
about how much I hate turkey. That's
Yeah, well.
I hate it enough that if I could suplex it, I would. There we go. Boom.
I body slammed it into my mouth.
All
So
right.
stupid.
Well, we should just wrap this episode up, I think.
Okay, bud.
Uh, yeah, so looking forward to seeing you this weekend. And
Yes.
so the show's coming up tomorrow night at Galaxy in White
Public
Rock.
house.
Yep.
Yeah. Show starts at 8. Doors open at 7:30.
And then Friday and Saturday at Yuck Yuck Surrey, Rolling Thunder.
Elements Casino.
Yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun. 3
Yes, sir.
shows, and I think we're getting paid the same amount, which I disagree with, but whatever. You know.
Yeah, I should be paid way more than you. I know.
All righty. Ryan,
Okay.
I'll see you this weekend, and then I guess we'll be back next Wednesday for another episode. So,
Sounds good, buddy.
all right. Have a good
All
one.
right. Take care,
All
everyone.
right.
Bye.